The Bible tells the story of Elijah, and we're joining this story partway through after Elijah single-handedly, well, with a bit of help from God, has defeated 450 false prophets of the god Baal. I suspect at this moment Elijah is feeling pretty good about himself. It gets even better, because at that moment an Amazon delivery driver arrives. Well, I say Amazon delivery driver. The Bible goes for messenger, but it's basically the same thing. And if Amazon ever do get round to inventing a time machine, trust me, they will be there. The delivery driver says, "Hey, Elijah, I've got a message for you." "For me," goes Elijah. "Who's it from?" "Oh, you're not going to believe this," goes the delivery driver. "It's from the Queen." "Oh, yes," goes Elijah. "That's me. I have made it. I am getting messages from the Queen." Imagine his surprise then when he opens up the message and it says, well, it says something not terribly nice, if I'm honest. I should probably mention it wasn't from this particular queen. It was from a different queen called Queen Jezebel, who was much less nice to meet at garden parties. Now, Elijah sees this message, and to be honest, he panics and runs. He doesn't just run a little way. Oh, no. He runs to the furthest town he can get to in the very southern tip of Israel, called Beersheba. And when he gets there, he falls down exhausted, says the Bible, underneath a broom tree. I may have slightly misunderstood that last little bit. But anyhow. And there, Elijah prays a prayer. And it's quite an unusual prayer. His prayer goes, "Lord, kill me now. I'm better off dead." To be honest, Elijah may have been a little bit of a drama queen. I'm just throwing it out there. And then, having prayed this prayer, Elijah lies down and falls asleep. Now, Elijah hasn't been asleep for very long when I think God's feeling a bit sorry for him and decides to send an angel to wake him up. And the angel wakes up Elijah and says, "Elijah, get up and eat." Elijah gets up, looks round, and there, nearby, there's a bed breaking over some hot coals. Wait, that's not right. Sorry. There's some bread baking over some hot coals. Elijah eats the bread and goes back to sleep. And then the angel comes and wakes him up again and says, "Elijah, get up and eat, or the journey will be too much for you." So Elijah gets up, and there's more bread baking over hot coals. So Elijah eats that too. And then, strengthened by that journey, he walks for 40 days and 40 nights until he comes to Horeb, mountain of God, the very same place where Moses saw God in a burning bush. He reaches Horeb, he finds a cave, he goes into it, and he spends the night there. And the next morning, the word of the Lord comes to Elijah, and God says to Elijah, "Elijah, what are you doing here?" "I am filled with a jealous passion for God," says Elijah, "but I'm the only one left. Nobody else is willing to follow God." Did I mention that Elijah is a bit of a drama queen? Elijah says, everybody else has forgotten God. They've abandoned his commandments. They've broken down his altars. They've forgotten his ways. They've killed his prophets. And I'm the only one left. And now they're trying to kill me too. God says to Elijah, "Elijah, come out the cave, because I'm about to pass by." And with that, there's a sound of a rushing wind. A wind so strong that it shatters the rocks. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, there came a violent earthquake, and the whole ground shook. But God was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, there came a roaring fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a still small voice. And when Elijah hears it, he covers his face because he fears that to see God, he would die because he's a sinner. And he walks outside. And God says, Elijah, what you doing here? I'm filled with a passionate, jealous zeal for God, goes Elijah. But I'm the only one left. Everyone else has forgotten God. They've broken his commandments. They've broken down his altars. They've killed his prophets. I'm the only one left. And now they're trying to kill me too. And God says, Elijah, I know you're feeling all alone. I know you're feeling a complete failure. But you're not done. I'm sending you. I'm sending you to anoint a new king over Israel. A king who'll do more of what I want. I'm sending you. You feel like you're the only one left, that your whole life's work has been pointless. Well, I'm sending you to choose a new prophet, a prophet who will carry on the work that you have done, a prophet called Elisha. And says God, I know you feel like you're the only one, but in Israel there are 7,000 people that I have chosen. People who have not worshipped the god Baal, who have not forgotten me, who have not broken down my altars. And strengthened by that news, Elijah sets off to serve God once again.